Hello everyone, I am Anirban Das. Today's topic is Environment Protection Act and National Afforestation and Eco Development Board. Environment was first discussed as an item of international agenda in the UN Conference of Human Environment in Stockholm on 5th June 1972. Thereafter, 5th June is celebrated all over the world as World Environment Day. Soon after the Stockholm Conference, India took substantive legislative steps for environment protection. In 1972, Wildlife Protection Act was passed, then Water Protection and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Forest Conservation Act 1980, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. Those acts were passed. But there was no such direct act on environment protection. Though there was no act, but there was a department called the Department of Environment was established in India in 1980 to ensure a healthy environment for the country. This later became the Ministry of Environment and Forest in 1985. Then the Bhopal gas tragedy happened on 2nd December 1984. The Government of India decided to enable an act. They enacted the Government of India Environment Protection Act of 1986 under Article 253 of the Constitution of India. The act was passed in March 1986 and came into force on 19 November 1986. The genesis of the Environment Protection Act 1986 is in Article 48A, Article 51AG of the Indian Constitution. Also, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution assures in the citizens of India the right to a healthy environment. Now, the objective is to take all the appropriate measures to prevent and control pollution. Now, environment pollution is defined as it is the presence of pollutant defined as any solid, liquid or gaseous substance present in such a concentration that it may be harmful for the environment. To implement the decision made at UN Conference on Human Environment held at Stockholm, Sweden in June 1972, which was the first conference of UN on the environment. To coordinate activities of the various regulatory agencies under the existing laws, and to create an authority or authorities by the Government of India for environmental protection, and to give punishment to those who violate the environment protection law and make harm to the safety of the people and other animals. Now, what are the powers of central government to protect and improve environment? The Act empowers the central government to take all appropriate measures to prevent and control pollution, improve the quality of the environment, and also take the decision on the violation of the Act. It can do the planning and execution of a nationwide program for the prevention, control, and abatement of environmental pollution. Previously, it was only state-wise, so there was no such initiative from the national level. The central government of any other person duly authorized is empowered to collect the sample of air, water, soil and other substances as an evidence of the offences made to the environment. So, the measurement of violation of Environment Protection Act can be done by the central government or any person authorized by central government. The Act empowers and authorizes the central government to issue directions for the operation of prohibition, closure and regulation of any industry. So if the government feels that the industry is not maintaining the Environment Protection Act, then they can stop the function of that company anytime. Now we will discuss few important court orders related to Environment Act. One such order is Direction issued to control vehicular pollution. The case is Mehta versus Union of India, 1998. In this case, the Honorable Court ordered all commercial or transport vehicles which are more than 20 years old should be phased out and not permitted to run in Delhi after October 1998 to protect environment pollution. Another important case was protection of coastal line of India. The case was Indian Council for Enviro Legal Action versus Union of India, 1996. In this case, the Honorable Supreme Court, in regard to the 600 km long coastline, emphasized that it would be the duty and responsibility of the coastal states and union territories to strictly enforce various restrictions on setting up and expansion of industries operations as process. So the industries which are set up through the coastal line should maintain the Environment Act, otherwise the coastal state or union territories should take strict action and implement the Environment Act. Now we will look at the penalties. The minimum penalty for contravention or violation of any provision of the law is an imprisonment up to 5 years or fine up to 1 lakh rupees or both. The Act also provides for the further penalty if the failure of contravention continues after the date of conviction, and it is rupees 5,000 per day. If the failure of contravention continues beyond the period of 1 year, then the offender will be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to up to 7 years. Now we will discuss National Afforestation and Eco Development Board. The National Afforestation and Eco Development Board, NAEB, was set up in August 1992 for promoting the afforestation, tree planting, ecological restoration and eco-development activities in the country. It gives special attention to the regeneration of degraded forest areas and lands adjoining the forest areas, national parks, sanctuaries and other protected areas, as well as the ecologically fragile areas like the Western Himalayas, Aravallis, Western Ghats, etc. Now, the role and functions of NAEB. The major function of the NAEB is to evolve mechanisms for ecological restoration of degraded forest areas and adjoining land through systematic planning and implementation in a cost-effective manner. Another major function is to restore through natural regeneration or appropriate intervention the forest cover in the country for ecological security and to meet the fuel wood, fodder and other needs of the rural communities. Now we will discuss National Afforestation Program. A National Afforestation Program was launched in 2002, which involves ecological restoration of degraded forest and to develop forest with the help of people's participation. Now, this is a flagship program of National Afforestation and Eco Development Board, NAEB, which we learned earlier. The scheme is implemented by 3-tier institutional setup through the State Forest Development Authority, SFDA, at the state level, Forest Development Agency FDA at the Forest Division level, and Joint Forest Management Committee JFMCs at village level. The major components of the scheme includes afforestation under 7 plantation models, maintenance of previous year plantation, and soil and moisture conservation activities, fencing, overheads, microplanning, etc. This NAP, National Afforestation Program, is a centrally sponsored scheme which is implemented with the fund sharing pattern of 60-40% between center and state, wherein the sharing pattern for northern state and hill states is 90:10.